The final tutorial in the series takes us right back to the very start of a potential project, before we even get to thinking about design. This is where anyone with a few basic skills learnt in Tutorial 1 can test the viability of a potential site anywhere on Google Earth. So, we've imported the site from Google Earth that we want to test the viability of. Let's first draw the site plan. Now that we've drawn that, we need to make it into a group. Select all the faces, right mouse click, make it a group, which will appear in Outliner. If we name that group Site Area. Now we have two ways of working. We can either work on the fly, or we can work from a pre-established library of, in this case, warehouse units. First of all, I'm going to pull in an access road to give me some guidance. So let's rotate this into position. Okay. So let's look at this first on the fly. So I think I can fit a unit in here. Now I need to turn this into a space. Select all connected, make component, convert to room. I want to change the name of this room, so we're going to go into master planning. Let's call that unit type A. To give us a bit more guidance, perhaps we'll extend this road. Now let's pick something from our standard library of units. We're going to add perhaps a loading bay in between these two units. To our library. Add a smaller unit maybe. Okay, so now I think I can probably squeeze some more area out of this potential site. And of course, at any time during the process, I can do an area and cost check to test viability. But before I do that, I need to group the units together onto a level. So we make a group, and then call that group level 1. So to test area, go into area report. Which gives us the areas of the units plus a cumulative gross floor area total. Likewise, cost report. So we have units by type numbered, with their gross floor areas, and a gross floor area for the whole site, plus a cost of the development. So clearly by cross-relating that back to the area of the site, which is identified in an outliner, we can make a simple calculation as to viability. So we can see how straightforward it is to test simple viability. Let's move on to something a little more complex. So here I'm looking at a residential option. We have an urban site here, which I've already set up the site area and also put in an access road and some parking areas for guidance. Just a reminder that it's not essential to work from Google Earth. You can of course pull in a PDF or a JPEG of a site or a sketch that you have. So we're going to use again a standard library of apartment blocks and units. Here we have a 3-story unit, a 4-story unit and an 8-story unit, all built around a similar plan form. But you'll notice that these are split into blocks, block 1, 2 and 3, but then blocks are subdivided into levels, and levels are subdivided into units, and units are subdivided into rooms and spaces, i.e. kitchen, entrance hall, ensuite, bedroom, etc. Okay, let's pick up one of these units. Place them in position. As you can see, they appear in outliner. Now, we can simply copy these units and paste them. As you can see, again, these appear in outliner. And we don't want 2 block 2s, so we'll rename this one block 1. Now I'm thinking I need to increase the density of this site, so I'm going to go back to my library, pick a larger unit size. With that, back to the master plan. Paste that one in. This one's correctly labelled, block 3. Okay. So now as ever, we can do an area and a cost check. It's asking us to pick up the room data, CSV. This sometimes happens. This takes a little longer because there's a lot of units here. It's a summary. And here the spreadsheet, which generates all our blocks, units, individual spaces. Which ultimately gives us a grand total gross floor area for development so far. Again, we can look at a cost check. It's a summary. Go to the spreadsheet. Which identifies costs against all the areas we've associated costs with. Gives us a grand total gross floor area and then a development cost for that GFA. Of course, once you've finished designing using spaces and master planning, you can use the other functionality of quarter 1, i.e. the ability to generate external walls, internal walls, floors and roofs to commence concept design, which we looked at in tutorial 3. So that's it for tutorial 5.